We are talking Graveyard Shark, and you can probably guess from that title this isn't necessarily a completely serious movie. It is written and directed by Matthew A. Peters, and it's kind of a schlocky monster on the loose movie with a definite comedic edge. So what is the story? So it focuses on this couple of paranormal investigators, amateur monster hunters if you will, and they are attracted to this particular kind of case where there is this supposed shark-like creature that is stalking a graveyard. And when we go to this this area, this small rural town, yes, there is actually some type of creature, some man shark thing that looks remarkably like the comic version of King Shark from DC Comics, is actually stalking the town and killing its residents. Now what will happen? You will have to watch the movie and find out. So let's discuss. So this is a low budget B-movie comedy horror, so you have to have those expectations for that type of movie when you watch this. That being said, I really like the shark costume here. So, like I said, this is a bipedal shark monster that looks a lot like the aforementioned King Shark, who you may have seen in the second Suicide Squad movie, but in some of the comics he actually has a kind of a hammerhead sort of style look, and that's kind of what this is here. And I've got to say, yeah, I mean, it looks like a kind of suit, but it looks pretty badass. I mean, the guys that got this big muscle suit, he's got this hammerhead shark head, he's wearing this leather jacket with all spikes on, kind of Ghost Rider style. I thought it looked brilliant, to be honest with you. So I kind of quite enjoyed the kind of the monster itself. We see quite a lot of it. You know, he's out kind of killing people. There's a reasonable amount of gore, low budget gore, but you know, we see intestines being pulled out and things like this. Plenty of blood coming out, high body count. So there's that as well. That's not the only monster you'll see in this movie as well. That's kind of all I'll say for now on that. There are some quite funny moments in this film. Now, they don't all hit. I'll come on to that again. But there are some that I do think are quite funny. I won't kind of point them out, but there's a lot of them involving this fisherman. I would say the jokes are pretty good. And there's some other ones, you know, that again are legitimately kind of funny. I don't know if they're laugh out loud funny necessarily, but yeah, there are some fairly good kind of gags and kind of things like that in the film. Despite this movie having a deliberately kind of schlocky plot, it actually does have a plot at least. Some of the kind of like low budget Mark Polinia style movies tend to just be a load of scenes thrown together. This one actually does have a plot. It even has a couple of more heartfelt moments, particularly involving our main character and her father. So I thought those elements kind of work pretty well. And overall, it's kind of just a fun, silly monster movie. It's kind of taking, you know, the B-movie to the 80s, mixing elements of the creature feature movies from the 50s, and even the kind of the old school Universal monster style movies, and blending that all in and spitting out this crazy monster movie. So let's talk about what doesn't work. I mean, this film is not going to be for everyone. If you are not into the low budget schlock, you probably aren't going to be into this. This movie's not going to change your mind on it, because it really is wearing its B-movie status loud and proud. So, you know, it's going to be a taste thing for some. As I've kind of mentioned, I do think the humour does have a few genuine good laughs, but there are also some jokes where I just feel like didn't really work, and there's also some jokes that are overplayed. There's a couple of these stoners that keep kind of giving kind of stoner references mixed up with ice cream references, and it was kind of funny once, but it's kind of all they do, and it's like, oh, that joke is overplayed. So there are a few times where I feel the humour is, you know, not particularly well judged. As much as I like the kind of the creature, of the shark creature. We do see a secondary creature towards the end of the movie, and that's not quite as fun and a little bit kind of silly looking. The next thing is maybe more of a taste thing. There are some elements here where, we have sex with various mythical creatures. And it's kind of funny, but I can understand if some people won't want to watch. It's not graphic, it's not porn or anything. But yeah, that's kind of a taste thing as well, I would suggest. And it's. I do think sometimes this movie, it ends up having a little bit too many sort of scenes where you feel weren't particularly kind of necessary and are just there to kind of maybe pad out the runtime, because obviously it has got a story, as I've mentioned, but it's not a particularly kind of deep one. But I've got to say, this movie was quite fun, and I really genuinely did like the creature kind of costume here. I think it's absolutely a really fun creature, to be honest with you, and legitimately, it's not far off what I would have expected to see in the Suicide Squad, had they not had the King Shark already. So I've got to say, I still kind of like this movie. I thought it was an enjoyable piece of schlocky fun. I'm going to give this one a 6 out of 10. Have you seen it? What did you think of it? Please leave me a comment, and I shall look forward to seeing you next time. Bye for now.